Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Killer, aka Sonia B. So I'm back with 2 prophetic messages that I received this morning, and I just want to say, for those of you who are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome, and for those of you who are returning back, I want to say welcome back. Keep in mind that these energies could be happening right now, could be happening a few days from now, could be happening a couple of weeks from now. Just depends on your location on the planet, when that energy possibly reach you. And if it's not happening to you, it could be happening to someone else that is around you, you know, a family member, a boss, sister, cousin, brother, auntie, mom, dad. Take it how it resonates. Grandma, grandpa. So anyway, take it how it resonates. But anyway, so with all that being said, and for those of you who do not know, if you're new to my channel, I just want to say that I'm an intuitive, clairvoyant, Hayoka empath who receives divine prophetic dream messages. I am also here to help translate messages from the spiritual world to help assist souls on their spiritual journey during this time, as these energies take place, and as they shift. That way that you be aware of the energy as it's happening. So that way, when you're at a crossroad, that way you know which way you need to head in. Anyway, so with all that being said, let me get straight into the message. So the message that I received last night was, some of you guys may find yourself in a situation to where you may find yourself being out and about. And the reason why I'm saying this, thank you, Spirit. The reason why I'm saying this, because Spirit wants me to let you know that some of you guys are moving on to new levels. So in other words, as I said before, new levels, new devils. So your consciousness is about to expand, and the reason why I say that is that you may start to go places and you may start to notice more things than you ever noticed before. So that's basically God. So Spirit is just trying to wake you up to a higher understanding of things that goes on around you that you wasn't necessarily aware of before, of how, let's just say, how you moved, you know, whether you be out and about and taking place, and you didn't necessarily observe the people around you other than, you know, things that kind of interest you. But now it's to the point that things that don't necessarily interest you, or not necessarily that they don't interest you, but it's almost like the things that interest you before, you're going to be drawn to other things that's going to bring your awareness to other things that has always been there, but it has been underneath the surface, should I say. In other words, it's been hidden, but now it's being revealed to you. So anyway, so I saw it. Some of you guys are going to find yourself being, as I said, out and about. It doesn't matter where it is that you may be. You could be in Walmart. You could be in Costco. You could be in IKEA. You could be in a grocery store. It doesn't matter where it is that you may be. You could be walking outside. Just be mindful of that as well, too. But just pay attention to people's demeanors. You know, Spirit is going to speak to you through those different little scenarios that take place, because I saw in the dream that it was as if I was in a store and I could see, like, it was like someone owned a business, right? And these people came into the business, but they had intentions on coming in there, but trying to manipulate in some sort of way, and manipulate energy, in other words. So I was in the store, but I could see what they were doing, but the owners who owned the store couldn't see what they were doing. So basically I got a little loud in the store, and I basically exposed them for the things that they was doing. So in other words, whether you are doing this physically out of your mouth, or whether it's being done from a standpoint of you just seeing it, because just because I saw it in the spiritual realm that way doesn't necessarily mean that maybe you may find yourself exposing them, but even just making eye contact with them may be just enough to just expose them in general. So some of you may be divinely guided to speak up, and some of you may just be divinely guided to just sit back and watch and just pay attention and be an observant of kind of what's going on around you. And you're going to notice it, because it's going to seem like it's coming in patterns. Like, you're going to see the pattern of the people and the things that they're doing. And it's so funny that, I'll tell you in a minute. But anyway, so that was it for that dream. But, oh, I'm sorry. Also, it wasn't, sorry. But there was also a school that was nearby for some particular reason. And for me, what came up was, I felt like I had a child that was at this school, right? So I felt like when I left the store after exposing the people, I didn't necessarily want them to know which direction that I went in, because I needed to go to the school that was like right around the corner to pick up my kids, and I didn't know whether they had kids there or not. So I don't know who that message may be for, but that's just kind of how it showed up in the dream. But anyway, I just wanted to share that part too as well. So anyway, in this next dream, it came through as, this has a lot to do with feminine energy. And I say that to say because, excuse the noise in the background, y'all. it has a lot to do with feminine energy. And the reason why I say that is because it came in a form as if like someone was trying to care for their infant, right? And they was trying to care for their infant. So it came in a form of the baby was crying, but I was sitting there nearby this mother, and I was sitting nearby. So it just so happened I wasn't in focus of what the mom was doing until she kind of brought it to my attention when I saw her put the baby down. So I say all that to say that the baby was crying. The mom was trying to feed the baby. So apparently the mom felt like she wasn't, I don't know, what I'm hearing spirit say it wasn't good enough. She obviously felt like she wasn't good enough because she couldn't get her child to calm down and she couldn't get her child to eat. Well, some particular reason, the baby was swaddled up in white swaddling, and she put the baby down on the floor as if she was just trying to say she gives up from just trying to try because, you know, nothing she's doing is working. So it just so happened that she put the baby down, and I was like, oh no, don't put the baby down on the floor. So I picked the baby up and I held the baby like this, you know, with my knees up. You know how you have your knees up and you're sitting in an upright position, like you not on a couch, but sitting on the floor and your knees are just up and you have the baby in your hand and your hands are on the knees. Well, anyway, I grabbed the baby like that, and basically I grabbed the bottle and I basically started feeding the baby, and the baby started drinking the milk, whereas the baby wouldn't drink the milk from the mom. So I say all that to say that some of you guys are going to find yourself dealing with a situation where it's pertaining to, like I said, feminine energy, whether this is something pertaining to you and your mom, or whether this is something pertaining to you and your child. Maybe you felt like that you didn't necessarily connect with your child for some particular reason. Well, those energies are kind of coming up right now, but I believe it's coming up to the surface so that it can be dealt with. In other words, it's almost like, because I keep hearing spirit say, like earlier it was saying this too, like it's almost like revisiting the ghost of Christmas past. As I explained to you guys before, if you know about the ghost of Christmas past, when he took the man to 3 different past lives or whatever, and allowed him to see what things would be like if they weren't, you know, either involved, or if they wouldn't have made a certain decision, or, you know, just showing them what life would have been like. So I believe that there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of coming to the surface that was kind of hidden underneath the surface for so long, but now it's coming to the forefront, and it's basically coming up to be kind of dealt with. But I just want to say this too, because spirit is also bringing to my attention too. It's almost like if you find yourself experiencing this with someone, or if you find yourself experiencing this at all, you know, with you or your child, it's almost like people being on, like, I heard spirit saying this earlier too, almost like people being on different timelines, in other words. So it's like like myself or maybe someone else may be in this present moment, but other people, and I heard spirit saying earlier too, so it's going to be so important to not to judge others at this time, because they could be going through something to where it's almost like their soul is going through like how do you say it, like a quantum leap, in other words. So it's almost like they dealing with this, they dealing with that, they dealing with this, they dealing with that, they dealing with that. So just like they dealing with all those different timelines, is almost like trying to play catch up in the process. So I say all that to say, so if you see someone just kind of acting, you know, I'm not necessarily going to say out of character, because again, like I said, we all are experiencing different timelines, you know, just depending on where we are at on our journey. But it's just going to be important to not judge people in regards to what's coming up at this time, because that's their way of trying to heal and correct something from the past, in other words. Yeah, so just try to be easy. Try not to be too frustrated with the person. Try not to be, you know, just try to have a positive mindset in regards to what they're possibly going through again. So anyway, but those are all the messages that I had. But I will say this, I have 3 cards that actually came out, if you guys choose to stick around for this little quick reading or whatever. But I have this 8 of Cups that came out, right? And I have, let me show you. So I got this 8 of Cups that came out. It was just letting me know, like, all these different, like, someone is in search for different answers, like stuff that was normally important to them is no longer important. So it's almost like they're searching for answers. But this Page of Wands came out in reverse, right? So it's just letting me know that that has a lot to do with immaturity. So you may see people, again, pertaining back to the feminine energy, or whether it's pertaining to the, people in low vibrational energy that you see them trying to manipulate energy or whatever. Just an immatureness. And then this Sun card is normally the highest vibration card that there is in this deck, but for some particular reason it came out in reverse. So it was just letting me know that there's unhappiness in the process of things. So like I said before, just try to be easy on these people that are experiencing the different things that they're experiencing, because again, we're all learning different lessons, whether it be the people in the store, but God's just making you aware of what's going on in regards to that situation, just so you have a spiritual knowing. But anyway, so I did receive my cards that I was looking for yesterday. They came through the mail and I prayed over them real quick. But the funny thing about it is, as I was pre-shuffling them, 3 cards in particular had came out, and Spirit was like, keep these cards. So I say all that to say, the first card had basically said, vibration. Your vibration is being raised to higher levels. And I said that earlier. Your consciousness. You are connected to the cosmos intelligence. So again, God is just making you aware making you just aware of things that's going on around you, whether it be different people experiencing different timelines, or whether it be the fact of the matter of, you seeing people try to manipulating energy in a sense. And again, there's nothing wrong with manipulating energy, but if you're manipulating people in the process of trying to get something that you want, that's when, for me personally, that's where I feel like it's not necessarily right. In other words, anyway, so then we also have the vision card, right? And it says vision, trust in your abilities to create the vision in your soul. So again, people are dealing with things that are coming up. Our higher selves are showing us things, gospel spirits, and there's a lot of things that's just being revealed. So just try to be mindful of other people, again, that's around us. Allow them to deal with whatever it is that they're dealing with, but you focus on you in the process. And just know that God has them and are taking care of them, their higher selves, their angels, the Holy Spirit, whoever that may be leading and guiding them, because we all have spiritual teams that are with each and every one of us. Anyway, and the last one says wisdom. And it says, see your adversaries as an opportunity to expand your spiritual light. And I just said that, right? So I said, try not to judge people because of things that they're doing, because they're learning lessons as well, too. Like, again, they could be manipulating energy because they were taught to do that or to take from other people, depending on how they're doing it. They could have been taught that as a child, and it became ingrained into their mindset and their habits as young adults, as they grew up and up until the age that they are right now. So again, God says, use wisdom, see your adversaries as an opportunity to expand your spiritual light. So again, manipulating energy, as well as those who are also, these people may not be necessarily your adversaries, but those people who are experiencing different timelines, whether you have issue with these people who are experiencing different timelines. Anyway, so I'm gonna pull this one last card, and then I'm about to end this because I don't want to make this a long video. Asking the higher realms what they have to say. Divine Spirit of Light, what message do you have for the collective? What do you want them to know? It's a red light and pure condition. What message do you want them to know? Why is this 8 of Cups here? Why is the Page of Wands here? And why is the Sun card in reverse? What message do you have for the collective for today? That is a pure white light and pure love. What messages do you want the collective to know, Spirit? I only took those cards that fall out. What message do you want the collective to know? Ooh. Remember who you are. And it says, Archangel Michael, you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. So know that. And then the other one says breath. It says, Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. And I said that earlier, talking about patterns and habits in regards to people, you know, trying to manipulate or, you know, whatever the case may be. And even if it's someone searching from the past or feeling like they couldn't, you know, care for their child or whatever the case may be, that's another situation to possibly let go of, and seeing that they did the best that they could at that particular time with the information that they were being given. So whether it's somebody that's older or whether it's somebody that's younger, it doesn't matter, but just be gentle with yourself and just know that each and every one of us, like, whether it be trying to be a mom or whether trying to be a dad, you do the best that you can. Let's just say hypothetically, if your parents either weren't around, if they were too busy trying to provide for you, because let's just say if it might have been a single family home, or maybe even if it was a two-parent home, you know, they could have just been busy and caught up with their careers and so on and so on. So you never know the situation, but nevertheless, it's about breaking those patterns and habits. So the last one says compassion, and I just said that, right? Just extend that to other people. Again, things are being revealed, but extend it as well. It says Archangel Zechariah, softened your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Thank you, Spirit. What is the overall message? I know for me, y'all, I can't speak for y'all, but I know coming straight out of the new year, I didn't set any New Year's intentions because I just try not to. Thank you, Spirit. I just try not to because I guess lately those plans could just be altered anyway. So I just said I'll take it as I go. Stay in the present moment. But anyway, the last card is the overall message that it says sensitivity. Archangel Haniel, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. So whether you be a mom, or whether you're experiencing this with your mom, or whether it be a situation of your mom experiencing it with her mom, whatever the case may be, you know, just be gentle, because again, just extend compassion. And if you are someone who has listened to this and this is not necessarily resonating with you, but it just so happened that if you are within the vicinity of someone else who is having issues, you know, you could possibly bring that to their attention, let them know that they've done the best that they could do with whatever resources that they had at that time. Because again, you know, sometimes people weren't taught certain things and they had to learn and grow up on their own. And there were certain kids who had to fend for themselves and, you know, provide for themselves. And when I say provide, I mean like their mom had to work, so you were at home. You had to make do with whatever it is that you had to do, in other words, while she was at work. So therefore, if you didn't necessarily have the guidance that you needed, because maybe your mom didn't have, or your dad didn't have the guidance that they needed, in other words. So in other words, it's almost like a big melting pot of a whole lot of mess, in other words. So it's almost like and when I say mess, I don't mean the people are mess. I mean the situations were just kind of messed up, unfortunately. You know, again, whether it be dad being with the wrong woman, or whether it be mom being with the wrong man, or whatever the case may be, and not having the support that they need. So therefore, it kind of fell back on the kids, and the kids didn't have what they need because parents were trying to provide. So even if it's a situation of whether people were married and maybe they may have gotten a divorce, or even a situation of maybe, let's just say that they didn't get a divorce and they could have just heard bickering, arguing, and fussing, fighting in the house, and, you know, so on and so on. And it's almost like, you know, now it's almost like kids think that that's acceptable, and it's not. So that's just an example, but I don't want to get too much into that. So basically, Spirit has spoken. So on that note, I am going to, let me pull one of these last cards. Is there any more messages, Spirit? Is there any more messages that you have for the collective? What do you want them to know? You know, the vibration, vision, and wisdom card is here. So what else do you want them to know? One flipped over. Okay, at least I thought it did. What message do you have for the collective? Thank you, Spirit. So it says, Earth Guide. It says, your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. That goes back to the message yesterday. We was just talking about accepting those certain relationships that that don't put you second, but compromise with you, you know, loving relationships. You know, because we're all calling to be love as well as to give love. So anyway, more importantly, let me end on this note. So just remember to be gentle with yourselves, show yourself compassion, show other people compassion at the same time, you know. Again, and if you were being asked to release certain people, you know, do it with the mindset of that God has something planned for them, and you know they have to heal as well too. So whether your vibration has already rose and theirs hasn't, and it's almost like their mindset isn't the same as yours anymore, or you're not resonating with each other, so just know that God has them, you know, healing in their own ways as well too. So anyway, y'all stay blessed, stay beautiful, and remember to always keep God first and foremost in your heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And I say much love, much light, and peace and blessings. Bye.